All right. So this story might be one of the most heinous things that I've heard and seen all day. It genuinely fills me with anger, and I rarely just outright throw around the evil word to describe people or organizations, but here's a case where I think it's fully justified, and no, I'm not being hyperbolic at all here. I try to be nuanced, I try to be, reasonable and whatnot. I try to stick to the facts, but this is just truly fucking evil. And we're not talking about Skibbity Biden, not just yet. We're actually going to be talking about American Airlines. Because something happened on one of their flights that, well, I wouldn't necessarily say is American Airlines' fault that it occurred. Their response and handling of the aftermath is the most tone-deaf, disgusting, reprehensible shit I've seen come out of a company in a while. It seems like the whole air travel industry is fucked right now. It's been fucked for a long time. Remember, guys, especially like the plane manufacturers like Boeing, these companies are so free of consequence because we kind of need them. Like the U.S. defense contractors and like contractors, whatever. Like these are required companies. Like we can't really punish Boeing when they make all our hardware for war. It can't go anywhere. It can't be really punished or held accountable. So they know that they can cut corners and ask forgiveness rather than ask for permission, because the worst they can ever get, at worst, is a slap on the wrist. Right? So no, the industry of flying has been fucked for a while now, and I've never felt more justified in being anti-flying on planes and not liking flying. But we're not talking about plane manufacturers like Boeing right now. We're talking about airlines like American Airlines. So what happened was, I don't know if this video is going to summarize it. I'm sure it will. I'll play the video, and if it doesn't start summarizing the story quickly, I'll pause and I'll summarize the story myself. Let's watch. Airline says doc blaming 9-year-old was an error in bathroom recording case. Document. Hopefully this summarizes everything. We'll get into it in a moment.
In court papers, the airline's lawyer said the little girl should have known that she was being spied on while going to the bathroom. Let me just quote the lawyer.
Okay, she's not going to explain anything. Cool. I'll just go ahead and explain it all myself. So a little girl, 9 years old, got up off her seat on this plane, wanting to use the bathroom. She walks to one of the coach bathrooms, like the lower class bathrooms on the plane, and a guy who's in first class stops her and seemingly very politely says, no, don't use that bathroom. Go ahead and use the first class bathroom, but go after me. The toilet is broken. The toilet seat's broken. I'm going to fix it up for you, and you go in after me. I'll leave, and then you go after me after I exit, right? And she's like, okay, because, it seems pretty friendly, right? They're on a plane, pretty hard to get kidnapped on a plane, I guess, though it has happened. And so she goes in after he exits, is about to use the bathroom, but notices something. There's a light coming from, underneath the seat. There's a photo that she took. She took a photo with her phone of what she saw. With seat-broken stickers, he had taped his cell phone, which was, recording light on and everything, to the back of this toilet seat lid to act as, an improvised toilet cam, which he specifically, in a rush, set up to record a 9-year-old girl. Now, the family and the child have since sued the guy and the airline, and in the document defending themselves, the airline argued that it was the little girl's own fault that this happened to her. So that is the story up until the point of where she's talking now. That is the backstory to all this. Yep. I don't think I've forgotten any details in the story or exaggerated anything either. That is literally just what happened. It's just that evil. But now, apparently, American Airlines is saying that the document blaming the 9-year-old was an error. So it was an error, guys. That document where they outright said they blamed the 9-year-old and it was her fault, apparently that was an error. That was their bad, their mistake, Please forgive them.
court papers, the airline's lawyer said the little girl should have known that she was being spied on while going to the bathroom. Let me just quote the lawyers, because I know you're not going to believe it till you hear it. Quote, any injuries or illnesses alleged to have been sustained by plaintiff, that's the little girl, Mary Doe, were proximately caused by plaintiff's own fault and negligence. Were proximately caused by plaintiff's use of the compromised lavatory, which she knew or should have known contained a visible, illuminated recording device. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I think a 9-year-old girl doesn't even know what a visible, illuminated recording device even means.
Well, I mean, actually, she did know, because she literally didn't get captured on the video. Like, she didn't use the bathroom and get caught. Thankfully, she realized, like, walking in right away, like, what the fuck? Saw it was a phone recording, took a picture with her phone, and then went to her parents. Very fucking smart kid. This is the airline covering their own ass, because the parents then sued the airline and the creepo, who I believe has been arrested. The airline's justification is the toilet was out of service, which means she was already breaking a rule by going in there anyway. But an adult who was a predator literally lied and coerced her to go into that bathroom because she was a kid and didn't know better than to, like, not do what an adult tells her to do if they seem friendly and like they know what they're doing. She was literally a kid. It's evil. It's evil corporate, like, self-defense, right?
Look, I am not usually surprised by what lawyers will claim in their opposition to a lawsuit, but I really did think I was being punked on this one. I did.
What a shitty lawyer.
So, cue the American Airlines PR department, because I guess they got wind of the media tsunami that was building.
Just settle, bro. Just fucking settle. Do they think they're going to, like, if this is a juried case, one in which, like, a 9-year-old girl is suing because, because of a fucking toilet cam, like, that's not a winnable case for you as the airline when you're the one getting sued for that. Just fucking settle, dude. Like, just don't waste the time and energy and money. Just fucking settle. This isn't winnable. If it's a jury decision, no jury's gonna side against the little girl.
And, like, boom, change their tune. I think it was, like, within 24 hours. American Airlines now says that its utterly appalling legal argument was, quote, an error. Just that was an error. A new statement that was rushed out today.
Because there's literally no way to actually justify the claim that that's an error, by the way. Like, how? Like, the lawyer wrote an entire argument for why the kid was the one at fault and should have been more responsible to not almost get caught by a toilet cam. Literally, there's no error there. It's just fuck. Never mind. You guys didn't like that. Please forgive us. Please stop being mad.
Today reads in part, our outside legal...
Please make stock price go back up. Please. Please buy our stock again. Please stop selling. Please stop selling our stock. Please stock go up. Please. That's basically what that translates to.
Legal counsel, I'm going to stress that, our outside legal counsel retained with our insurance company made an error in this filing. The included defense is not representative of our airline, and we have directed it to be amended this morning. We do not believe this child is at fault, and we take the allegations involving a former team member very seriously.
Oh, I'm sure. This feels so genuine, guys. Man, this is so genuine pilled, dude. I've never felt like something's been so genuine before. God damn.
That's good. Do you know who else
I
takes
love her
this stuff
reaction.
very seriously? A man named Paul Llewellyn, because he is the attorney for that 9-year-old victim. Paul, it's good to have you back on the show. Thanks for doing this. What was your reaction when you got that answer to your lawsuit?
I was shocked and I was appalled. Now, look, as lawyers, I get it. We've got to plead defenses. We've got to plead viable defenses. But there is no world where it is ever appropriate to blame a 9-year-old girl for being filmed. What on earth was American Airlines and their lawyers thinking by alleging such a depraved defense?
Yeah, approximately caused by her own fault and negligence, and caused by the fact that she knew or should have known the lavatory contained a visible illuminated recording device. Look, I could have fallen.
The fact is she did know and encountered it, and the fact that that happened on their plane, I'd say it's pretty reasonable grounds to sue, you know? Like, your kid goes to use the bathroom on the plane and, like, almost gets molested, pretty much. Like, I guess there's really no other way to describe it. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say it's the airline's fault that it happened, but damn, after that response, I feel like they deserve to get sued and to lose. Like retroactive justification, sure, but, like, now we know that they deserve it if that's how they would, like, defend themselves. Is claiming it's the girl's fault, because it's definitely not. It's the predator's fault. God, what was passing through that lawyer's mind when he wrote that corporate lawyer? If I was her dad, that pedo wasn't making it off the plane alive. Yeah, that's surprising that, like, the dad didn't, like, throw the dude out of the fucking door or something, you know? Like, shit. Must have been the whole plane between that predator and the dad.
Fallen victim to that.
And the mom, too. Listen, I've seen some moms, like, I don't know if you guys go on crazy fucking videos on Reddit. It's literally just r/crazy fucking videos. Be careful. You will see people die on that subreddit. Just straight up actual videos of people dying. One video I saw on that subreddit was a mom who caught a guy who had driven to her daughter's house, her underage daughter, you know, like their house, to meet up with her, a grown man who had been catfishing as, like, a guy her daughter's age. Saw the guy pull up, found out about it, like, before the guy showed up, and literally mauled the guy in the driveway. She had, like, long nail extensions. Like, she ran up to the guy before he could say anything. This is a grown man who's clearly a pedophile, right? Because he's catfishing, like, a 12-year-old girl. She runs up and just jabs him in the eyes with her nails, immediately blinding him, gouging his eyes out, and then proceeds to just claw his face off. I'm not even joking. Like, she went feral on him and clawed his fucking face off on video. It's uncensored. Like, he is missing eyeballs at the end. He has eye sockets remaining. It's yeah, mama bear shit. Yeah. Frankly, I'm surprised the weirdo predator escaped the mom. Like, imagine, like, the two parents trapped in the plane with that fucking weirdo who tried to predate on their daughter. I'm surprised the whole plane was able to keep them separated.
And I like to think I'm, you know, kind of with it most days. But to say that a 9-year-old girl should have known, Jesus, the 9-year-olds all believe that we would never do anything like this to them as grown-ups. So
Oh, yeah, there's tons of stories like that, Mr. Inedible. One of my favorites was caught on video as well. And this might have even gotten adapted into, like, an episode of Law & Order. It's such a famous story, but the video exists where, like, it was some pedophile or rapist had, like, gotten away with killing and raping a man's daughter. And so the guy brought the gun to the courthouse just in case. And that when the guy was, like, exonerated or given, like, a really light sentence, not the death penalty or whatever, the guy pulled out the gun and shot the pedophile in the head right there that raped his daughter. And all the lawyers and all the police knew who this guy was, who knew who the dad was, because, you know, they knew his case. And so they were all, like, immediately tackling him, saying, "What have you done?" Insert his name. "What have you done? Dude, what did you do, man? What did you do?" Because they all knew his situation. They knew why he did it. And they knew that this was, like, what they would have all done in his place. But they're all like, "Fuck, man. Why did you do it? Why did you do it? We have to arrest you now. Why did you do it?" That happened in real life, and I know it's been adapted a bunch into media, but fuck, that's a tough story. And then there's that one guy, the prisoner dude, who's not very based, to be very clear. People call this guy based. You've probably seen him before, the old guy, in court, where he confesses to murdering his cellmate, who was a pedophile, bragging about the children he had hurt. That was based, to be fair, like. Sure, but that guy was literally in prison for, like, beating his girlfriend to death. Not a very based guy, right? It's just, when it comes to prison, you put people, like, even the people who beat their own girlfriends to death are more respected than the pedophiles. So it's like, there's a hierarchy, you know what I mean? I'm so glad the guy who did this is going to jail. They caught the guy. Like, the guy got caught. The guy is in trouble. He's not getting away.
Does the family of your client accept the switcheroo that American Airlines has done and the brand new statement where they say, "We do not believe that it's her fault, and we're directing, the lawyers to amend the defense?
No, they don't accept it. Like, clearly, it's just a PR machine. As you pointed out, Ashley, put out a hastily written statement. This was not an error. They knew exactly what they were doing. And I am...
Yep, here's the image. She walked in and saw this and took the photo and didn't proceed to use the bathroom. So what did the kid... How should the kid have known better? What did the kid do wrong? The only thing the kid did wrong, I guess, was collect evidence and bring it to her parents, which was then used to sue them. I guess it's the only thing the kid did wrong.
Very, very confident it's only because of the media backlash, the public backlash. That is why they've elected to amend their complaints. They claim to care about passengers. They say they take this seriously.
I don't know. Yeah, but you know what I really think? Look, I'm just going to do some guessing here. It's a bit of a parlor game, but I'm guessing that lawyers did something without the knowledge of the PR department. And when the PR department saw what the lawyers were doing and acting like lawyers and not acting like humans, the PR department went into overdrive. But I wouldn't say for a minute that the...
Let's be clear here. There's a big difference between like a public defender and the type of person that does that sort of work, or the type of person who does like who's a lawyer for like the government, like against corporations, prosecutors, stuff like that. Like, that is very different than like a corporate lawyer. The whole like blood-sucking, evil, soulless lawyer thing, that is true of corporate lawyers. That is corporate lawyers through and through. Most lawyers, though, not really. Most lawyers are representing people after like a car wreck, or like there are lawyers that are actively suing evil organizations destroying the planet because someone's got to do the suing. There are lawyers that specialize in suing or representing people who've been hate crimed or discriminated against. Not all lawyers are like evil, blood-sucking, soulless monsters. Let's be real. American Airlines don't give a fuck about PR. Their reputation is already in the trash. Yeah, do airlines really give a fuck about like their own PR? Like, I think American Airlines might literally be too big to fail. Oh, it was an airline attendant. Thank you, Heavy Gretel. Heavy Gretel has reported the pedophile that taped this up to the bathroom seat was an airline attendant. That explains the lawsuit. This was a worker for American Airlines who did this. Holy shit, they're protecting their own. That makes sense.
American Airlines truly wanted to eviscerate a 9-year-old. Do you really believe that?
I would hope not. I would hope any corporation with a...
Come on, just say it. Just say, yep. Yep, I believe that massive corporation would absolutely trounce over a 9-year-old to, like, make an extra cent at the end of this profit quarter. Absolutely. Yes, 100%. I don't doubt for a second they'd do that.
The conscience would never dream of doing such a thing. But then if they say they take it so seriously, why aren't they keeping oversight of this lawsuit? Why aren't they reviewing what their lawyers are doing? Why isn't the American Airlines legal department doing this?
So that was interesting. I also wanted to ask you.
You can tell she's like doing her best to play devil's advocate. Like, she's very clearly doesn't even agree with the argument she's making, but part of her job is to play devil's advocate and take like a position with which this guy can argue instead of them just circle jerking for 20 minutes. Or 5 minutes, sorry. I find it funny how you can just tell, she's like, so, like, maybe this wasn't just because they wanted to trounce a 9-year-old girl for corporate profits. Like, you'd believe that, right? Like, she's, like, can't keep a straight face while arguing for the American Airlines side. You could see how disgusted she was at the start of the story. She clearly does not have any charitability towards American Airlines.
Why are they even amending it? Why aren't they just throwing up their hands and saying, we're not going to fight it? Like, I don't understand what the amendment
just settle.
is. This happened. It happened to this.
Just settle.
And others, you know? So the damage is so awful when you blamed a 9-year-old. Wouldn't it be better just to say, yeesh, what a mistake, get rid of all of this?
Yeah, literally. Just settle and move on.
You would think so. And if there's any American Airlines executives, board members watching tonight, I would just urge them, what are you doing here? What do you hope to gain by fighting this lawsuit? This is only going to get worse for American Airlines. Isn't it time that you take responsibility for what happened? But clearly so far they have not. They still...
Wouldn't it make them more money in the long run if instead of this being the big headline everyone's talking about, the headline was instead American Airlines fires and gives all evidence of pedophilic behavior to police, helps them with investigation to capture pedophile flight attendant, and then gives I don't know, $5 million to the family of the child for their trouble? Wouldn't that be a nice headline? If they were the ones who headlined the seeking justice in this situation rather than fighting against it, wouldn't they have made, even if they had to give up a bunch of money to pull that off, I'm sure they would have made more in the end than this headline is going to take from them, it's just, where is the, I get that capitalism, you got to be ruthless and all that, but there's got to be risk assessment, right? To a certain extent in capitalism, your bottom line is determined by how the public market feels about you, and making people feel bad about you is not good for business usually. So what are they thinking?
Months later, they still had not even reached out to the family to find out how the girl is doing. They know how to contact them. They know how to contact me. They have not even bothered to do that. Actions actually louder than words.
If that had been one of my kids that they were suggesting was at fault, I would have been on the front doorstep of those executives. I would have been tearing their eyeballs out.
She's not joking. She's not joking. She will actually do that. Moms will actually do that. They will literally go for the eyes. Pre-watch? No, I literally just scrolled until I found one that was good. I'm not joking. The video I described I described a video I saw of a mom attacking a grown man who catfished her daughter and was going to try to pick her up, and the mom was home when she wasn't supposed to be, pretty much. No, that's just what a mom would do if a fucking pedophile went after their baby. They would literally go feral. There's literally no worse thing that could happen in their mind than a pedophile going after their baby for a mom. And they will go feral. Obviously, not all moms are great, but this is generally a pretty common maternal instinct. You have not seen a person turn into a fucking Wolverine-like animal until you've seen a mom go fucking crazy against some child murderer or pedophile that hurt her kid. I've seen some videos from court, the JCS criminal psychology type channels. There are some wild stories of vigilante justice that are brutal. Little women overpowering grown men. Brutal. It's some crazy shit. Adrenaline's a hell of a drug.
Personally, lawsuit or not, I'd have gone to prison for that and been happy about it. Paul Llewellyn, keep us posted on what's happening with this. We're going to continue to follow the case. Thank you for this tonight.
Thanks.
Yeah. And listen, she wasn't even talking about the guy who did it. She was talking about the people who blamed the kid. If someone blamed her kid, she would be at those lawyers' door tearing their eyes out. That's just a little bit of a perspective there. Holy fuck. Yeah. Hell hath no fury like a mother scorned. True. Anyone ever seen the creepypasta titled Balloons? I have not. How's that relevant? Is it relevant? I don't know. Who blames the kid? The airline did. The airline corporate lawyers did. Because they're fucking monsters, and corporate lawyers are actually soulless husks without a single ounce of humanity within their sorrowful bodies. Anyway, if you enjoyed this segment somehow, please consider dropping a like. Every single thumbs up really helps the channel a lot in the algorithms, no matter when, where, or what you're watching. Please consider leaving a like. It really means a lot to me. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon so YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload a new video. And if you haven't already, please consider supporting me by following my social medias linked down below, or even supporting me financially. You can donate, subscribe, or gift a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me financially through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, StreamElements, Patreon, or by buying merch through the Streamlabs link down below. But no matter how you support me, even if it's not financial, I really do appreciate it. But seriously, guys, I thank you so much for your financial support, especially because I know taking money out of your own pocket for a streamer, not the most. It doesn't feel like a good use of money. It might not be, depending on your financial situation. So those of you guys who do that, it really means a lot. You let me do this for a living. and I appreciate it. So I hope to see you guys around. I hope to see you guys in the Discord, linked down below, the main hub of my community, where I announce all my uploads and streams and host watch parties, call-in streams, and game events. Hope to see you there. Click that link. It's totally free. And I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again. Have a good one.